Alright guys, welcome back to Prince TV. It is your first time of coming across to my platform. Please guys, don't forget to hit that red subscribe button and then you smash that notification bell so that anytime I upload my video, you always be the first person to notify. You know what this video be. Alright, now I have a good news for immigrants who are living across the Europe, most especially those ones who are living in Italy. You know, every time day in, day out, Luciana Lamorgese, which is the Minister dell'Interno, is looking for a way to systemize immigrants, most especially those ones who are living in this particular Italy. When we are talking all these things, I know most of you don't have faith or believe all these things. It's because you don't see it coming to reality. But most times, this is what they are always discussing, because if these things have to come to reality, it's going to be one day. But they are heading the meeting, and then that is why I love giving you the updates, the rate at which this lady is kind of like working to systemize immigrants who are living in the country. Now, I'm going to give you guys based on article as usual, so that you guys can see how Luciana Lamorgese have tried to meet other European countries in order to create an effective mechanism of solidarity between the countries of Europe for immigrants who are living in the territory. But first, before we kick into this major article, I want to kind of like give a little bit analysis here. You know, we talk about this hereditary emergency this morning, where I posted the video telling you guys that the Mario Dragon have already approved the sustaining decree, which you have the hereditary emergency inside, NASP and others. And then many people are still kind of like asking question. Those of us who are under Casa Integrazione, what kind of like a benefit, what kind of bonus are we going to apply? Guys, you have to get it in mind that if you are under Casa Integrazione, that is kind of like you are not going to work, and then the government are paying 80% of your salary. That is your own particular bonus, because even the Casa Integrazione is being stated in the sustaining decree. Let me explain one or two things to you guys to understand a little bit before I go to the major article why I am here. Now, if you are talking about this sustaining decree, in sustaining decree, there you have the reddito emergency. In sustaining decree, there the government pumped in money for the reddito cittadinanza as well. That same sustaining decree, that is where you have the NASP. When we are talking about NASP, those ones who are under disoccupazione. So for example, you are under disoccupazione, the government have put the NASP there under the sustaining decree. And then you who are under the Casa Integrazione, the government have also put the Casa Integrazione in the sustaining decree. So each department you are, that is where you are going to receive your bonus. If, for example, you are receiving reddito emergency, you don't have the right to go and receive the reddito cittadinanza. And then, for example, you are receiving disoccupazione. If you go to apply for this reddito emergency, the IMSS will kind of like bounce your request back, thereby wasting the money which you pay to the CAF to apply for this reddito emergency. So have it in mind that the government have placed this thing in such a way that if you are receiving one of the benefits, you cannot receive the other one. So let it be a clarification to you guys to know. For those ones who are messaging me, asking me that, now I'm under Casa Integrazione, can I go and apply for reddito emergency? Well, you can go and do whatever you want to do to apply. If you are under Casa Integrazione, if you are under disoccupazione, you still wish to go and apply for this reddito emergency. At the end of the day, you got to know that what Prince TV said was really right, because they are going to bounce it back, thereby wasting the money which you paid for the CAF. That is it for you guys, an explanation. Now let's go to the one of some questions, some funny question. I think this guy was just trying to make a fun with me, I don't know. Somebody asked a question, I don't have a bank account. Can I apply for the reddito emergency? Guys, there are some questions that before asking, you have to think before asking some question. If you don't have bank accounts, then how can you receive the reddito emergency? So have it in mind that you must have a bank account, either Posta, IBAN, any kind of bank where they have to pay money for you. Not let me say you won't go to work for person. At the end of the day, you not give your boss the bank when you go pay him money for your salary. How you want to receive them? So guys, it gets some question one I go to ask. So now first reason and before now ask, because we all are the same. Not because I be blogger and I be say I can't know pass on I be viewer. There are many of you who know even more than me, just that you don't have a platform to display. So guys, still try to cross-check your question before dropping it. May not be like say people go they laugh for your question where you they ask. Now let's go straight to the major reason why we are here without wasting time. Alright, now let me give you the update of the Luciana Lamorgese, the rate at which this woman is walking up and down to systemize immigrants who are living across Italy and that of Europe as well, other countries. Now let's see what they are having here on article. Listen, it said here, management of migratory flows towards Europe, Larmorgese, a priority is to introduce an effective mechanism of solidarity between the countries. Now let's go to the major articles here. Listen very carefully. He said here, the issue of introducing an effective solidarity mechanism between countries is a priority in the negotiation on the Pact on Immigration and Asylum, and for this reason, we will continue to bring it to the attention of the European Union. You understand? So Larmorgese stated that she is going to be bringing this immigration pact to the European Union. This is what they are stating at this point. Now let's go a little bit forward. Listen. All right. He said here, this was stated by the Minister of the Interior, Luciana Lamorgese, during the meeting with the Romanian Minister of the Interior, Lucian Nicolae Bode, received today at the Viminale. When they talk about the Viminale, that is where they had this particular meeting. All right, now listen to this place. He said here, I am convinced that Romania, a country close to us, added the owner of the Interior Ministry, will support, like other members countries, Italy's proposal on the management of the migratory phenomenon, sharing the difficulties of the EU border states. I appreciate the Romanian position, continued Minister Lamorgese, which supports the importance of a more intensive dialogue with third countries and the use of partnership agreements. Now, let's read this last paragraph and then I summarize this video. It's just something very short. All right, he said here, the owner of the Interior Ministry expressing her satisfaction with the fruitful collaboration between the two countries and the continuous growth of laboratory relations, finally expressed her full support for Romania in the process of joining the Schengen areas. All right, he said here, at the center of the conversation with the Romanian delegation, also issued relating to police collaboration with particular attention to the initiative taken to capture fugitive, the fight against trafficking in human, financial fraud and drug trafficking. So guys, there are many articles here. Let me try to summarize this video. It's just something very short, a very short article whereby Luciana Lamorgese still tried to kind of like meet these other European authorities, stating that she have to kind of like keep pumping in the path for immigration, because if they kind of like choose to be or to be a European Union, they have to manage the migrative flow. They have to manage the kind of like the migration phenomenon. Everything don't have to be left with Italy. And then Romania are not trying to collaborate as well with Italy. They kind of like beat down the rate at which immigrants are smuggling. So guys, to an extent, this story is not something new. You know, whenever Luciana Lamorgese tried to head meeting with these people, I always try to call to you guys' attention to know that look at what this lady is preparing. One day it will come to manifestation. That is our prayer, because these news have always been like this, continuous. Tomorrow she might still go to Paris, go to Spain to explain more. But I wish you guys who are living here in Italy, we all as migrants, to be getting this update for Luciana Lamorgese, known as the Minister dell'Interno, the rate at which this lady is working ahead or trying to go in day in, day out, to try to systemize immigrants who are living in the country. So guys, that is to let you know that Luciana Lamorgese is a nice lady, because when Matteo Salvini was the prime minister, that is the interior minister, he never tried to have a meeting in such a way that the other European country have to kind of like manage the phenomenon of immigration here in Italy. But now Luciana Lamorgese is doing all these things for we the immigrants who are living across the country. I think it's something nice. We have to say thanks to God for doing all these things. You know, lady working for immigrants is not easy. But one thing I'm a kind of like a suggesting is that the Larmorgese should a kind of like a state think as the Minister del Interno with this new government to bring an idea to share as document to those ones who have lived there for a very long time. Because, you know, these people sometimes, I wonder, you want to give somebody 5 years document and then this person have lived more than 5 years in the country. So guys, check what cosa que non va. So they have to kind of like listen to immigrants and then give out documents to people so that they can find what to do. This is the problem we are facing here in Italy. I believe that if many people have the rights to a kind of like if this government a kind of like issue out documents, then they will see that the rate at which immigrants commit crime, it will go down. Because if you come to check it, this is now based on analyzing on me. Now, if you come to check it, the rate at which people try to commit crime is because most people don't have documents. Because if you don't have documents and then you don't have a work to do, it's difficult for you to have a good life or to live a responsible life. Because these things are what they need for you to live a rightful a kind of like a life. But if you don't have these two things I mentioned, documents or job, you end up finding yourself in the street. So this government, if they have to beat down the rate at which people commit crime, depending your country, Nigeria, Ghana, Morocco, or immigrants who are living here in Italy, is because the rate at which the government tries to frustrate people. That is why you see that most people don't have anything to do. At the end of the day, they find themselves in the street. So guys, let's pray that this government should try to kind of like give out documents to immigrants who are living in this country. This is the prayer we keep on praying. So that is it, guys. And let's give a testimony. You know, every time we report news about documents, this, that, and that, there is one of our brother known as Paulino. I demanded for his picture. He said he don't want to appear in the board. So one of our brother, one of our fans here, known as Paulino, he said name na Paulino. They give him 2 years. That was yesterday. So we say thanks to God. As he come message me for WhatsApp, say after all the news where they hear all those kind of stuff, finally the government tried to give him a 2 years document. So now congratulations. This is what we try to be hearing. So those of you like son my fans, if you receive your document, I beg, still try to message me for my Instagram or WhatsApp so that we go still celebrate. You know, every time we are giving out news, sometimes we have to get this testimony. We have to see the good news of it. So that is it. For those ones when people like say that they expect, everybody go get in own, constantly give in testimony. May we know how it did happen. If you never subscribe to this platform, please guys try to subscribe. And then I beg you guys for one thing, follow me on my Instagram. That place I do drop some updates, short updates. Not everything I go fit drop for YouTube. It gets some kind of like article where you go see where go benefit you. I go drop them for my Instagram. So try to follow me there for my Instagram. Till next time again we be together. I remain your boy Prince TV. Ciao.
Nobody name your face.